What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome to today's episode of Spawn Guides, the series where I cover all of the most common spawns and how they behave on every map in Call of Duty Ghosts for Domination. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the first out of the 4 Devestation DLC maps, and that is Unearthed. Let's get into it. Alright, so first up, as always, if you guys are new to the series and you haven't seen the prelude yet, make sure you go and check that out first because it introduces a base of knowledge that you need to be able to understand exactly what I'm talking about throughout this series. I'll leave you guys an annotation link right here, as well as a link in the description. Okay, so Unearthed is pretty straightforward as far as spawns go. There are quite a few of them for such a small map, but once you know the spawn locations, it's quite easy to predict where the spawns are going to be. One little thing that you have to look out for on this map is oftentimes enemies will spawn just around the corner from you because they aren't technically in your line of sight, and some people get caught off guard by this. For the A flag, we have 6 spawns that are specifically attached to that flag. There are 2 inside the building with that big alien structure, whatever that thing is. There are 3 that are outside just in the open, kind of surrounding the A flag itself. And then there's one near the top right there, as you can see it right now, and that is right behind the trailer there. That one's a little bit less common than the other ones, but it definitely is there. Moving on to the B flag, we actually only have 4 spawns that are specifically attached to the B flag. There are 2 that are outside towards the left there. There's one just outside the door on the top of the stairs, and then there's one over more towards the C flag in that corner. Then we just have the 2 spawns that are kind of right by the B flag in the corners of that building there, and all of these spawns behave exactly how you'd expect them to behave. They're blocked by enemies and anchored by teammates. For C, we only have 5 spawns that are attached to the C flag, and all of them, again, behave exactly how you'd expect them to behave, but some people forget the fact that there are those 2 spawns that are out in the open near the bottom of the map as you're looking at it now. Those are just some spawns that people fail to recognize, so just remember that those spawns are there. Finally, we have 1 shared spawn on this map, and this spawn is typically shared between the B flag and the A flag. So if you only hold the A flag, you can definitely still spawn at this spawn, and same goes for the B flag. It all just depends on which of your spawns are blocked and where your teammates are anchored to. Okay, so now that we covered the spawn locations, it's time to test your guys' knowledge of the spawns on this map. For the first test, the green team holds only the A flag and the red team holds C and B, and they've kind of pushed back the green team into their spawn at the A flag. Based on the location of all the players on the map right now, where would you expect a green player to spawn right now? I'll give you guys a few seconds to make a decision. If you picked one of these 2 A spawns right here, then you're most likely correct. Let's go over why that is. So first off, the red team is pushing really aggressively, so we want to find out which of the green spawns they are blocking. And as you can see, they're actually blocking 4 out of the 6 possible A spawns. The remaining 2 A spawns are actually safe spawns, even though we do have a red player that's just around the corner in that building, and I've seen this situation happen quite a bit in this exact area. You'll push up into that building, and then you'll think that your right side is clear as you push out, assuming you're that red player right there, and you'll still have green players spawning right around that corner from you. So you do have to be aware of that when you're in there, and you also have to be aware of that when you spawn there. For the second test, we're going to keep all of the players' positioning exactly the same, but we're just going to say that this red player right over here gets killed. Where will the red player spawn right now? Once again, I'll give you guys a few seconds to make your choice. The most likely spawns for the red team in this current situation are these 2 spawns right here. Let's once again go over why that is. So first, it's pretty obvious that they want to spawn on that side of the map, even though they also hold the B flag. Most of the red players are pushed over towards the C side of the map, so the game is going to want to anchor the spawn somewhere in that area. Now within that circle, you can see that there actually are 3 C spawns that are anchored up towards the A flag, and you might be wondering why we didn't choose that middle one out of the 3. Well, the reason for this is we actually have this green player up on the catwalk right here, and while he isn't looking directly at the spawn, he is directly within a line of sight of that spawn. So therefore that spawn is most likely going to be blocked, and that's why it's going to be one of these other 2 spawns right here. Okay, so those first 2 tests were relatively easy, so this next one I'm going to switch up the situation, and I'm also going to take away your spawn map. Where would a red player spawn right now in this current situation? Did you remember this shared spawn over here? I hope so, because this is definitely where that red player is going to spawn. Let's have a quick look at why that is. So first, to make this a little bit easier, let's bring back the spawn map. Now I want to look at where the green players are pushing to and which spawns they're blocking. And there's actually one key player right here, and that is that one green player that's pushing into the B building. He's actually single-handedly blocking every one of the B spawns by being in the position that he's in right now. This means the game needs to find another spawn that'll be safe for the red team to spawn at, and it's first going to test that shared spawn because that spawn is shared between the B flag and the A flag. And as you can see, it is a safe spawn, and it's also being anchored by the red player that's pushing up towards the A flag. This is why the red team is definitely going to spawn at that shared spawn in this current situation. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Spawn Guides. Let me know in the comments below which one of the Devestation DLC maps you want me to cover next. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.